Before we start on the white sauce, we're going to use the same pot. I'm going to soften the onions that will get added into the sauce later. So dice up, just finely dice your 2 onions. I'm using 2 onions because they're small. If you've got a large one, you can just go with 1 large. Throw the butter, that eternal measurement that I use, and soften your onions. Once your onions are softened, take them out and put them just on a plate on the side. I'm just going to put them on this, and then we're going to melt the butter for making the roux. Your butter has melted, flour, add that in, stir it through and cook it just to get rid of that floury taste for a minute or so. So look like that and just allow the flour to cook out for a minute or so. You've done that, we're going to start adding the milk. So a little bit of milk, stir through. It should probably thicken up quite quickly. I'll just keep recording so you can see it. There we go, look at that already. And that's how we make the white sauce, the bechamel. Now you can apply this to anything, your macaroni. I can also use it in my chicken pie. Excellent skill to have. So just keep adding your milk, stirring until you've got the thicker consistency, add some more milk. You've added the last little bit of your milk. I want you to put in your vegetable stock pot and stir that through. You've probably seen as well, I've switched over to a whisk, just so I was seeing little tiny little lumps, and using a whisk and being able to kind of beat it quite vigorously just gets rid of any of those kind of little lumps and bumps. So silicone spatula and a whisk, excellent for gravies, white sauce, don't do that. That's all stirred through and the veggie stock's through. You see that kind of consistency. So nice, thick, white sauce base. We're going to get on to grating your cheddar now. Realise or know if these, stages where I'm showing you how to grate cheddar is actually useful to anyone, because we all know how to grate cheese. But obviously, when I'm doing it, it kind of shows you the different stages or when I'm doing things throughout the cooking process. So hopefully you find it helpful. Otherwise, I'm just making an absolute twat of myself. Have your cheese, get your white sauce, add your cheese in. Now you may be forgiven for thinking that this ends up like macaroni, but it's just better. What dish is not better with the addition of cheese? And we don't put mozzarella in at this point either. I actually layer it when we're doing the bacon, because I generally find if you melt it in at this point, you don't get the nice kind of like stringy texture of the grated cheese, the grated mozzarella. Whereas if you layer it in when you're baking it, you do. So mix this through. I'm going to get you to open up your tins of tuna. As well, so salt. This little bag is bang on 400 grams, which is excellent. Boiling water in the microwave, job done. Drain tuna into a bowl and flake it up with a fork before we add it into the white sauce. To this mixture, you're then going to add the onions that you cooked earlier. And give that a stir through. But not least, you're going to add in your sweet corn. I'm adding 150 grams just because I love some sweet corn. You can also add peas if you want. Cook some broccoli, chop it up, put it through. As much as little veggies in this as you fancy. And then we're going to add this to the pasta. Chop up some parsley to actually put through the sauce. You can leave it just to sprinkle on top if you want, or omit it if you don't have any fresh parsley. Not critical, just like seeing flecks of green. Broccoli in the sauce that you've cut up after boiling it separately will also have the same effect of greening the pasta, not the same taste. Your cooked pasta, mix in your sauce. Stirred it through there, you saw I seasoned it. So when you taste it, season it and try and see if it needs any more before we're going to bake it. But get yourself a glass Pyrex dish, a wee bit of sweet corn fell into that. Pour half of it in, and then we're going to sprinkle over some of your grated mozzarella. And this is where the stringy element's going to come in. Half a layer of mozzarella, rest of the pasta, layer of mozzarella. I'm going to stick this in the oven that's preheated to 200 degrees. After 15 minutes in the oven at 200, that's you got your tuna pasta bake. And I'm just putting some fresh parsley over the top. Yum, 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 yum.